Yeah, I just wanted to do a quick live. I'm sure you all saw what happened today in Minneapolis to Nick Sorter and I. Um, we had the Jeep, and the idea was basically the Jeep is warm. And also, there's no protest. We keep a low profile. I mean, that's the goal, right? We don't want conflict with protesters. It doesn't end well for us, right? It ends in our stuff getting broken. It ends in us getting punched. It ends in us having to pay for the things that are broken because the police never do anything about it. It results in um, like major financial loss, medical bills when we get attacked or our stuff gets broken. We don't want conflict with protesters. The idea is the Jeep is warm, it's cold outside, and if we stay in the Jeep until something happens that we need to go out and document, this is why I wasn't live, we're going to be safe, right? We're going to be safe, we're going to be warm. We're going to have the lowest profile physically possible. So, of course, eventually somebody sets up a speaker in front of the Jeep and says, "These are far-right agitators inside the Jeep." Thank you for the gift there. Let me see who that was. Qualified stupidity. Thank you for the gift. So anyway, Nick and I were in the Jeep. They identified us. They said, "This is who these people are." And, of course, Andrew Marcato instructed his people to follow, harass, in physically intervene with me, Nick Shirley, and anybody else who was at the White House roundtable briefing on Antifa. Amit, thanks for becoming a member for 11 months. And that's exactly what happened. The Jeep got completely surrounded multiple times, by the way. But the last time it got surrounded, they pulled out a vehicle in front of our Jeep and I say our Jeep, the Jeep I was in, it was Nick's Jeep rental. They boxed us in, and immediately we began positioning the vehicle in such a way that we're going to be able to get around that vehicle if we need to. But they tried to block us in. They surrounded us, banging on the windows, trying to break the glass, smearing stuff into the vents of the vehicle, smearing stuff all over the windows so that we couldn't see. And Nick was forced to drive through that crowd. One guy jumped up on the hood and then fell off. Nick drove slow while he was on the hood so that he didn't get hurt. And then we whipped out of there, and a person sharply turned into our car while we were speeding away from this. I mean, we were trying to retreat. We didn't want anybody to follow us. Somebody tried to turn their vehicle into ours to block us. We almost hit them. Nick drove up onto the snowbank, and then we moved, and we got out of there. It's recorded. It's all on Twitter. It's on my X. It's also on Nick's X. Kathy Barr, thank you for the $5 super chat. I recorded it in 360. They destroyed the vehicle. As we were driving away, they threw rocks through the windows. They had pre-frozen water bottles that they threw. We found them in the bed of the truck. We found the rock inside the car. Both back windows totally smashed. And there was headrests exactly where the rocks hit. And man, if those headrests weren't there and those objects flew through the car, it could have hit Nick in the head. He didn't have a helmet on. It could have hit Nick in the head and we would have crashed the car and probably died. And if we didn't die, they would have for sure swarmed the car and probably killed us. They said repeatedly, "We're going to kill you, we're going to clip you, we're going to pop you." Repeatedly, they said this. And it wasn't like disguised language. It wasn't "see what happens." I mean, they said that too. They said, "I'm going to kill you." Andrew Mercado threatened to attack us repeatedly. What were the explosions? What explosions? There were a lot of flashbangs thrown, especially. I mean, Nick was attacked 2 or 3 times tonight, and I filmed all of it. It's all in my X. He was physically assaulted repeatedly when we were outside the vehicle. We'd get outside the vehicle when federal agents were outside of the facility confronting the protesters. We'd film those interactions. Or if there was federal agents leaving the building and they were, banging on the cars or throwing things at them, we'd go film that. Andrew Marcato is the guy who I was trying to make peace with on Friday, yes. Cam, what was the last book you read? The Bible. Mercado says you broke your windows after you left. The whole thing is recorded. I assure you that's not true. We drove directly to the police station. Egan Police Station. And we met officers there. We drove there because we needed safety. I mean, we thought there were people following us down the highway. We needed safety, and so that's where we went. I mean, it doesn't get much safer than a police station. And so we had to go there. And I mean, I literally physically recorded from the moment, way before it happened, consistent, like all the way through when we stopped at the police station, get out of the car and assess the damage to the vehicle. I have the entire Mercado. Yeah, if anybody can scrape Mercado's stream for him threatening us, him inciting people, telling people who we are. Excuse me. Yeah, I recorded everything. Why do you wear the weird helmet? I wear the helmet because I've been attacked and almost killed. And it was from blows to the head with a deadly weapon. I had to wear it. Spin City News. Thank you for $5 super chat. Are you and Nick okay? Yeah, we're all right. The vehicle's destroyed, but we're fine. Cam, please keep safe. I am. It's on Portland Andy stream. It was a couple hours in or less, yeah. It was a rental, yeah. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Don't let them control the narrative. We're not. I mean, it's all on camera. It doesn't even matter. Were you scared? We were freaking out. Of course I was scared. I mean, I feared for my life. Yeah, they literally said, we're going to kill you, and then surrounded the vehicle and boxed us in. Petty Eddie, thanks for the $5 super chat. BG posted a video of the incident. Yeah, I saw BG's video. Qualified stupidity, thank you for the gift. I just can't believe that they did. I mean, I can believe it. I really can believe that they did it, but it's just why? Like, why? Why would you do? We did not do any. They always say, you're an agitator, you're an agitator. Okay, what are we doing to agitate? I mute. I go on mute. I don't even talk to them. I just get out, I do my job, and I don't speak to people. Ironically, after Nick was assaulted, Auntie, thank you for the $10 super chat. Ironically, after Nick was assaulted, the federal agents deployed, a metric shitload of tear gas, flashbangs, and pepper balls. And there was just tear gas everywhere, and the wind was blowing it down the street. And, as they're running, the tear gas is catching up with them. And, clearly a bunch of these people have never been tear gassed before, because they're literally laying in the snow with fluids seeping from every orifice in their face. And I was helping some of them, it sucks, man. It sucks. And I'm like, you got to blink. Blinking is how you're going to make this go away. You blink and you walk. And also don't walk that way because the wind is blowing it down the street. Stay here and walk that way and blink. And of course, like, that doesn't help. I help them. They still want to kill me. Thank you for the $10 super chat, XL. We need another Nick Shirley collab ASAP. Also love what you're doing. Thank you. Not Voltaire, thanks for the $2 super chat. Ashes Rose, thanks for the $5 super chat. What you're doing to agitate is you're telling the truth, and the truth upsets them. Exactly. What I'm doing to agitate is existing. Nick is okay, yeah. But I mean, they very well, like, could have killed us easily. Danaru, thank you for the $50 super chat. Let's get W's for Danaru. Easily could have killed us. I mean, if that rock didn't get stopped by the headrest, it could have easily hit Nick in the head and incapacitated him or caused the car to crash. Easily. And they were trying to crash the car. I mean, they were pulling, as we're speeding away, they're pulling out right in front of us and actually, like, trying to make us T-bone them. And that's on video. Of course we had to flee. No, Nick Shirley, not Nick Shirley, Nick Sorter. I don't think that we're causing the problem. What do you want me to do? Shoot them? I'm not going to shoot them. I don't carry guns with me at protests. I'm not, like, it doesn't matter. Like, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm a journalist. I'm not going to start, like, doing vigilante justice. And also, I'm not going to get in a fist fight when I'm surrounded by 150 people. Because while I might not carry guns, that doesn't mean that they don't. And if I get in a fist fight and I win, and I successfully defend myself, I'm going to get shot or stabbed. That's not going to help anybody. Then I'm going to be dead. Okay? I have one job. It is to document what is happening around me, not fight people. Nobody wins in that situation. The only thing that happens is I get 50 people mobbing me, beating the shit out of me, and all my stuff broken. Or I get killed. I know they don't care about my job. It's not weak to not carry a gun at a protest. Okay? It's not weak. Because if I lift my arms up to get a good shot and they see a gun in my waistband, they're going to kill me. You don't understand these people. If I have an object to defend myself against their attacks and I don't use it and they find out I have it, they will kill me. They will kill me because now they view me as a threat. They already do, but if they know that I'm armed with something that is dangerous, they will kill me. Okay? That's why I don't bring knives. I don't bring guns. If I ever had to use said object, they would kill me. Again, it doesn't help anyone. It doesn't get us anywhere. I need to be the least threatening possible. Call 911? We did call 911. It didn't work. What about hiring security? Again, like I don't have the money to pay $2,000 for every trip. I don't make that much money off of the trips themselves. Right? I wouldn't even break even on the trips. I'd be doing all of my work at a loss if I was hiring security for every trip. Yeah, we drove to the police station, but it was outside of Minneapolis, so they couldn't do anything about it either. But we called Minneapolis. We called 911, and they didn't come in time. And to be fair, there wasn't probably wasn't enough time for them to respond anyway. When the police got on the scene, they started telling the sheriff's department that we had guns and we were trying to kill them. They told them that we ran them over, which we didn't. Nobody got hit with the car. One person jumped up on the hood, but he didn't get hit. He chose to jump up on the hood. We didn't. They started saying that Nick punched a woman, which isn't true. It looks like Nick punches a woman, and I actually initially thought that he did. What actually happened is she tried to steal his camera, and his camera was attached to his arm. So Nick's camera, he had a DJI Osmo with a wrist strap, and so that camera was attached to his arm, and she tried to take it, and she yanked his arm, and it went right over to her and looked like he punched her. He didn't. So they went around and told everybody. I mean, the video is extremely clear. I'm not counter-protesting. Thank you for the $20 super chat, though, Pam. I'm not counter-protesting. I mean, I'm not an activist. I'm a journalist. I do commentary, but I'm not going to go out and do, protesting. It's not my job. It's not my thing. It's quite frankly, it's not appropriate. Excel, thanks for the $5 super chat. Yeah, citizens could. I don't know. I don't know at this point. Like I just don't know. Yeah, the video of the whole thing where they attacked the vehicle and smashed our windows out and tried to kill us is on Twitter. They threatened to kill us multiple times. I just need to scrape the footage from my 360 camera and find those spots and post them. I'm still working on that. We've had a real busy night, so I haven't had time to sit through hours of footage. Thank you for the gifted memberships, XL. I just haven't had the time. I'll go through it. I'll find everything. I'm hoping that you could hear it. It's kind of difficult to hear because there's a lot of people yelling a lot of different things, and it's also through car windows, so it's more difficult to hear. No, I did not get arrested. No. So. I know his whole following thinks we're women beaters. Did the glass hit any of you? No, but it was all over the back of the seat, and so when I had to sit in the back, and yeah, and it was there was glass everywhere. But I mean, we had multiple people that were there watching the whole thing from outside the vehicle, and they were there when the police showed up, and they heard what they were telling them, just straight up lying to them. We should actually try to FOIA request the sheriff department's body camera footage of the protesters interacting and talking with them, because I'm sure that it's very interesting, the lies that they told. They're now claiming the narrative they're running with is that they were doing citizens arrests on us. After they attacked us, they were citizens arresting us. In reality, they were effectively kidnapping us. Glad you and Nick are okay. Thank you. Thank you for the $2 super chat, Auntie, and also Skater Girl. I don't know. It's just... It's terrifying, man. It's terrifying to be in that situation where you got 150 people surrounding your vehicle, banging on your windows, throwing shit at the car, like ice and water bottles that are frozen and rocks and stuff like that. They're jumping in up onto the truck. It was just a bad situation. What crime did you supposedly commit? Well, they said that Nick beat a woman, which isn't true. The woman tried to rob him, and Nick demasked her. That's the only thing Nick did. Anytime he was attacked multiple times tonight, and when he would get attacked, the only thing he would do is take their masks off in self-defense, because you can't do anything. He can't do anything. What am I trying to say? So if somebody attacks you and the whole thing's on camera, you can't prosecute that person if their face is hidden. Vermont press release. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Cam. If you need any info on that we're in front of the car, I have it on stream, and also the females. Thank you so much. Donkey, thank you for the $20 super chat. So ridiculous, man. I mean, we easily could have been killed tonight, and almost were in multiple different situations. I mean, and on top of it, I got to get flashbanged. That was awesome. I mean, the flashbang landed literally right between my feet, and that was pretty awesome. So yeah, that's when we decided we had to leave, is when the car tried to block us. Colo, yeah, I know. Brandon Tatum has a program. I'm looking into it. It's just, and that, I try to like be nice to these people, and I try to, when they've been tear gassed or sprayed, I try to help. And the only reason I do that is because, they are people. First of all, they might be bad people, and I want to show them that I'm not a bad person, first of all. And also, I mean, I think it's to some degree the right thing to do, but also, the first time I ever got, I got bear sprayed by a protester in LA. Bear sprayed. The first time I ever had OC or bear spray or mace or anything. It's the first time I've been affected by anything like this, by any less than lethal munition. I got bear sprayed by a protester in LA, and other protesters actually stepped in to help me. And so I kind of pay that forward a little bit. But they don't give a shit. You went there just to instigate. Okay. Well, first of all, use the wrong form of to, and also, what exactly did I do to instigate? I didn't talk to anybody. The only person I talked to was Derek, who is the guy, Cam Higby. He's that guy. You guys know who he is. He's the only one I talked to, but he's not even like, he wanted me to interview him. That's why I talked to him. So I rolled the window down, and he came up, and I talked to him. But I just asked him questions. It was no anything like that, and he didn't even like those protesters. He made it very clear he's not associated with them because he doesn't agree with what they're doing. Kevin Ariaza, thank you for the $20 super chat. Yeah, we met the other day downtown. Bill, crazy to see you get attacked after a meeting. You hope this helps. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Kevin. Oh, shit. Fucking hurt my nose. Damn it. Okay. You just chose to mute during your coverage? That's new. Wait, when did I choose to mute during my coverage? I don't, the only time I mute is if I have to disclose, like, personal information. Like, if somebody's, like, talking about the hotel or something. That's the only time that I mute. Or there was, I accidentally muted the other day. I didn't realize it, and the chat was, like, freaking out on me. But I wasn't interacting with anybody. I was, like, filming an interaction with somebody else. But, I mean, also, like, if you guys thought I was muting my stream, and by the way, this wasn't live stream because most of the time we were in the car because we were trying to avoid conflict, obviously. If you guys thought that I was muting so that I could like go instigate people, there are 1,000 cameras there. Somebody would have caught it. Where's the video? Like I was on like next to Marcato almost the entire weekend. You know, he would have caught it. You did mute to instigate? No, I didn't. I mean, go watch my stream. It wasn't muted at all. My stream from today wasn't muted at all. I ended up ending the live because we were in the car most of the time. I'm telling the whole thing is recorded. Find a video of me instigating. There were 1,000 cameras. Ford Fisher was there. He was live. Marcato was live. I think BG was live. Everyone was live. Where's the video of me instigating people? Everyone was filming. Where's the video? There was one guy who literally the entire time we were there, all he did is film us. Even when we were in the Jeep, he literally just had a camera on us. Where's the video of me instigating? You battered a woman? I did not batter a woman. I didn't have any physical contact with anybody. The only physical contact was them pushing into me, but I didn't retaliate in any way. Or actually, I did. One person put the megaphone literally right here, and I like pushed it out of the way. But that was the only physical contact that I made with anybody. Peppermint Patty, thank you for the $10 super chat. We love and appreciate you. Ignore the haters. Sweet Talker, thank you for the $2 super chat. Alana, thank you for the $5 super chat. Yeah, so I just wanted to come on here and just update you guys a little bit. I don't see it on XCam. Where can I witness this? I'm telling you, just go on my X and scroll down. Here, 1 second. I'll go up and I'll retweet it. My POV from the Insta360 cam is now at the very top of my feed. So if you go to my X account right now, it's the very first thing you'll see. Barb, thank you for the $10 super chat, Barbara. Take care, Cam. Get some rest. I will. So go to X. It's the very first thing at the top of my thing. Go interact with it. People need to see it for sure. Jessica, thank you for the 2026 gift. You can link it in your chat. I don't know how I chat on here. Can I chat on here? I don't know how to type in the chat. Yeah, it's literally all over X. Yeah, go to my page. It's the number. My point of view is the top thing. My point of view, Nick's point of view is probably a little bit better because something. Oh, mine is they smeared garbage all over my side of the windshield, so I can't see super well. But you can see everybody on the side. You can see the guy jump up on the hood. You can see us drive through the crowd. You can see them literally. My view is actually better for if you want to see the car that when we were driving away, we had gotten pretty far away, and somebody literally tried to like either run into us or block us, which would have caused a T-bone if Nick didn't swerve. Like we would have hit them. Real men leave when women or someone smaller than them threatens them. That's the issue, though. We couldn't leave. That's like the whole thing. That woman was following us everywhere, and she was also attacking the federal vehicles that were leaving the facility. She got like 3 warnings from Federal Protective Service. They didn't do anything to her. They should have arrested her. Would have probably prevented most of this. If FPS would have just arrested her, but they didn't for some reason. They called her out repeatedly and said, blue shoes, this is your warning. Blue shoes, your second warning. And so on. And she just didn't. She was a psycho. And I tried to leave multiple times. her presence, and she would block me from leaving repeatedly. I mean, she was a total brainless moron. Marcato is watching this. He probably is. And I don't care. I mean, again, I tried to make peace with Marcato. I offered him an ice pack when his own people hit him in the head with a block of ice. They were throwing ice, little blocks and chunks at the state police for some reason. And they beamed him right in the head. And he was bleeding. And I asked him if he needed an ice pack. And I talked to him, and I was like, dude, we don't have to hate each other. Let's just shake hands. And he said that I'm going to have to, quote, earn it. And he wouldn't shake my, like, I'm not earning anything from you. I'm trying to squash the beef. I'm trying to make peace. I'm trying to de-escalate situations. And here he is, like, continuously threatening and inciting violence against us. Mama Bear, to you. Thank you for the $10 super chat. The funny thing is, like, Mercado's he hates me for some reason, and his whole thing is Ukraine. Like, that's his big thing. He's got the Ukraine patch on his bag. And, like, we agree on that topic. I would imagine almost entirely. I support Ukraine. I mean, he's gone to Kyiv and he's covered the war and stuff like that. And, that's his big topic. I mean, I'm sure he's a big Dylan Burns fan. Dylan is a friend of mine. And Dylan and I agree on basically nothing except Ukraine. I mean, I used to be a pretty regular and reoccurring guest on Dylan's show. I don't get what his beef is. He cited, when I talked to him, he said I was an asshole in Portland. And I'm like, well, yeah, I was a fucking asshole in Portland. They did over $1,000 in property damage on me and physically assaulted me over and over again. Of course I was an asshole. I don't like, and it's funny because, he says he incites people to follow and physically intervene with me, Nick Shirley, and anyone who was at the Antifa roundtable briefing at the White House by saying that we need to make our security earn their paychecks. He says that stuff, and he incites a mob against us, and it works. And when I confront him about it, he says, I was just upset. I was just upset. And I was angry. It's like, okay, so you're angry because you're angry and you expect me to give you grace when you incite a mob that tries to kill me and threatens to kill me repeatedly. But you don't give me any grace when I have over $1,000 in property damage and I'm physically assaulted repeatedly, and I am pissed about it. No grace there. Yeah, I was furious in Portland. That's a fact. Right, and he lies about me too. It's not just the inciting of this stuff; it's the lying in the slander as well, right? He tweeted. So I tweeted. I found these pre-made, just like these pre-made frozen water bottles they threw through our windows today and shattered the windows of our vehicle. Just like those, at the same place at the federal building, I found pre-made. Like little ice balls. They're snowballs that are like packed down in their ice. It's just ice. And those are obviously meant to be thrown at vehicles or agents. They were staged right outside of the facility. He told his entire audience and got hundreds of thousands of views claiming that he watched me make those snowballs or those ice balls from the crowd. Now, let me be very clear. I found those ice balls when I first arrived. Nobody knew I was there. I just got out of my Uber. I have the whole thing on camera. From the moment I got dropped off to the moment I walked up and found those balls. I posted it. You can see me stumbling upon them and being like, oh shit, look at this. I was also live when I found them. So that furthermore just is like, it's not just the inciting a mob against me. It's about the malicious lying about me and then inciting the mob against me. You know, or doing both in conjunction with each other. Oh, Nick hit a woman. Nick didn't hit a woman. It did kind of look like he did. Because she tried to steal his camera, and the camera was attached to his arm. It was a DJI Osmo with a wrist strap on it. So when she pulled his camera, his arm stretched out and went towards her face, because that's the direction she pulled his arm in. And you can see him trying to get away from her, and she's pulling his arm by the camera. The only thing that Nick did, physical contact-wise tonight, was remove people's masks after they already physically assaulted him. Because again, like, you get all these situations where people physically attack. This is like when I got bear sprayed in LA. There was never any repercussions for that because the person was wearing a full keffiyeh. They were completely unidentifiable. It doesn't matter if you get it on camera. I was wearing a body cam. It doesn't matter if you get it on camera. If somebody attacks you and they're wearing a mask, the odds of that person being prosecuted is almost zero. Jeremy Lawson, who's now a felon for almost killing me in Seattle, attacking me in the head with a deadly weapon, if I didn't pepper spray him to defend myself, he would have never gone to jail. I mean, this guy tried to buy a gun and then texted me my home address. You know, that guy never would have went to jail. He probably would have killed me. His friend, the other guy who attacked me because it was a mob of people, it was 3 or 4 of them that pinned me down while he did it. That guy literally DM'd me on Instagram a week prior and threatened to kill me. And then acted on it. Right? He was fully masked, but I pepper sprayed him, and so the mask came off, and somebody videoed it. And that's how we were able to identify him. Recording and asking questions is agitating, ? That's the worst part, is we weren't even asking questions. We weren't even asking questions. We sat in the Jeep, and when there was face-offs between the protesters and federal agents, we got out of the truck, and we went and we filmed. That's all we did. There was no question asking. We didn't want to talk to them, because we didn't want to set them off. The whole idea of being in the Jeep is that we have a low presence. You know, they don't see us very often, and so they don't get agitated. Our presence shouldn't be agitating to them, but it is for some reason, right? So, yeah, you were just there. That's the issue. Exactly. Right? So, I mean, again, the only person who I asked questions to was Derek, the guy who says, "Come, Higby." And the only reason I asked him questions is because he asked to be interviewed. So from the Jeep, I rolled the window down and I asked him questions. He wanted me to ask him questions. Right? And he made very clear, he's like, I'm not with these protesters. I'm doing my own protest because I don't agree with the things these people are doing, which is crazy. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the gist of what happened. Again, the footage is all on my X. You can go check it out. I've posted all the videos of Nick getting attacked when we were out of the Jeep. This was like 2 or 3 times. I posted the video of us, you know, having the Jeep surrounded, eventually having to drive through the crowd, the windows getting broken, they spray painted the Jeep. The damage to the Jeep is posted. We found the evidence inside the Jeep, the frozen water bottles in the bed, as well as a rock inside the vehicle. Excuse me. So if you go to my X, it's the most recent thing on there. I just retweeted it, so it should be at the top of my profile. It's my POV of inside the Jeep when it happened. So watch to the end, because you'll see people diving their vehicles in front of us as we drive away, literally like trying to get T-boned. Fingerprints, DNA, you're assuming that they're going to do something about this. Nothing's going to get done about this. Nobody's going to get arrested. What did the rental company say? That is a great point, actually. That is a great point you make. What did the rental company say? The rental company said we weren't the first ones who came there that night. Enterprise. The guy at Enterprise told us there was another person who was attacked by people that thought they were ICE. These people didn't think we were ICE. They knew who we were and what we were doing. They knew that we were journalists, and their issue is that we don't politically agree with them. So they feel free to attack us and do thousands of dollars in damage to the vehicle or try to kill us. But the worst part is that they surrounded another person tonight who happened to have an Enterprise rental and destroyed their vehicle, because those people thought that that person was ICE. Random person, and they weren't ICE. Yep. And by the way, there is proof of that. Like, Nick recorded the conversation, so. Can you press charges? Not in this state. I mean, nobody's going to get arrested over this. They could have killed us and they would have been fine. Nick assaulted a woman and ran. He did not assault a woman. A woman assaulted him and tried to rob him. I think I've explained it. Were you protesting? No, of course not. I don't protest. Lyndon, thank you for the becoming a member for 1 month. Asking God to surround you both. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I think at this point I'm being a dead horse. There's not really much else I can say. I appreciate you guys tuning in and hearing me out. Make sure to go check out on X the video. Definitely circulate it. People need to see it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.